Today's an exciting day. We have the Donner Vintaverb, which is a brand new pedal that we're going to demo. We're going to chance to listen to all of the 7 different reverb algorithms in it. Like I said, it's a brand new pedal. There's not much stuff out there, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about the controls. There will be the timestamps in the description if you'd like to skip straight to the playing samples. So a pretty standard setup here. We've got a mix knob that goes from 100% dry to 100% wet, so you can kill the entire dry signal. That's a really great thing to be able to do. The tone knob, as you would expect from counterclockwise, goes from warm, and it adds in more high end as you turn clockwise. The decay control is exactly what you would expect as well. We have 7 different reverb algorithms. It goes from room, studio, hall, plate, spring, mod, and Dsverb. We'll just listen to them. I don't have to talk individually about them. The pre-delay switch is a really nice feature that they've added. We've got a short pre-delay, which is going to be 20 seconds. The pre-delay is the amount of time between the impulse when you play a note and when the reverb actually responds. So 20 milliseconds is considered short. The long setting, as you flip the switch down, that'll be 40 milliseconds. A long pre-delay is a great way to dial in a much wetter reverb mix without getting in the way of the stuff that you're playing in the moment. You don't want to be completely buried behind it. Then we have the ability to switch between true bypass switching and buffered switching. So in buffered mode, you will have trails. So when you turn it off, the reverb decays naturally to silence. In true bypass mode, it'll be cut dry, just like a lot of pedals that have that option. Same thing there. This does have a really cool feature that you can freeze the reverb. So you press it, it says you'll need to press for 1.5 seconds until the freeze engages. Personally, I would have made that time shorter if I could. 1.5 seconds is a lot of time when you're playing music. But it can be cool. So you'll hit a chord, and then as you press and hold on to that reverb, it'll essentially act as if you'd maxed out the decay knob. It'll hold on to that as long as you hold the switch down, and when you release it, it'll decay and go back to wherever you have the normal decay setting set at. It's got a soft touch switch, metal enclosure. It feels nice. It's got a little bit of weight to it. Stereo in and out. And for the purpose of this demo, we're going to be running it post-amp simulation so you can get a full range picture of what the actual reverb algorithms sound like. The reason that I'm going to use amp simulation here is because I want to provide to you the best possible picture of what the reverb algorithms sound like. If I were to run a reverb pedal in front of an amp, the amp's going to compress it a little bit. It's going to shape the sound with the overall preamp and the sound that amp is trying to go for, and you're not going to get a clear picture of what this actually sounds like. So by using amp simulation, I'm able to go in stereo pretty easily and then also feed the amp simulation in front of the reverb. So essentially this is acting a bit like a plugin in your DAW where you're just applying a reverb to an already recorded signal. So there it is, the Donner Vintaverb, part of the Vivid series that have just been released. I think this is one of 4 pedals that they just came out with. I'd love to know your thoughts down below in the comments section. What was your favorite algorithm? What did you like about this pedal? What did you not like about this pedal? I think we can all probably agree the spring verb was a little underwhelming. Notoriously, spring verb is something that's very hard to replicate digitally, but even so, I think the algorithm on this one wasn't too acceptable. The other sounds I was pleased with. I thought the plate verb and the hall and modulated verbs sounded pretty good. Studio and room were fine as well. Now, some weird things that I found. As I turned the tone knob all the way counterclockwise, the verb pretty much cut out completely. It was still there, just very low in the mix. So as you turn too far to the left, you actually lose volume from the reverb. I thought that was a little weird. The mix control overall, I thought got a little bit too wet, too fast. You know, in most situations, you're probably going to be writing it around 9 o'clock here, and you're not going to have much room for less than that if you desire some fine adjustments in there, you know. The decay knob worked fine. I thought the tone was just a little bit weird in the same way where the usable range of it was really only between like 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock maybe. So that's my criticisms. I also noticed that the freeze function, I used it on the, I think it was the hall or the plate setting. If you hold on to it too long, it just oscillates into complete feedback and it'll distort whatever the heck you're sending into it. It'll get really loud. Personally, I would have found that to be useful if they had capped it at a certain volume, if they had found a way to actually like freeze it instead of just maxing out the decay knob. It would have been a little bit more useful. And like I said, making the instant time between when you press and hold to when it actually effectively works as that freeze verb, I think shortening that from 1.5 seconds, which is a very long time when you're playing music, to something like a half second would have been useful as well. But it's $50. I think you get some good sounds in it for $50. Please keep in mind that they sent this to me for the video. However, my condition with all demos is that I will not share anything that I completely hate or that I completely would not use. Take it as my testimony that of myself sharing it with you that there are some usable sounds in this. There's some stuff that I probably won't use, but there is some good sounds in here as well. So there it is. Hope this video was objectively useful to you. If you liked it, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video, stay tuned to the channel for more demos like this, affordable gear and whatnot, and I hope you'll find something else useful. Anyway, take care, and if you feel like purchasing this, you can check it out at the link in the description. See you in the next video.